Welcome, everybody. It's really nice to see you today. We have this webinar about AI-powered service operations. And my name is Sasha, and I'm the marketing manager here at the Cloud People. I'm located in Aarhus, and right now it's not raining. It's not sunny either. And with me, I have you, Apostol, located in Oslo. I will introduce you a bit later. But first of all, I'll just shortly introduce the Cloud People to you, and then I will hand over the word to you, Apostol. So you're the expert today to talk about the service operations, and then you will also give us a live demo of the solution, and then we will end with some recap and some Q&A. And then I will just briefly talk a bit about the upcoming events. And please, if you have questions or comments or feedback or anything, just write it in the chat. I will monitor that and make sure that Apostol gets the question as we go. So, first of all, the Cloud People, I guess most of you have heard about us or know us already. If you don't, then we are a pure play ServiceNow Elite partner, and I'm really fortunate because I have more than 350 certified colleagues within ServiceNow who are working across Europe, mostly in the Nordic countries. Right now we are covering 14 different countries, and today I have you, Apostol, located in Oslo, and you are the expert within service operations. So with that being said, I will hand over the word to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sasha. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. As Sasha mentioned, my name is Apostol Meko. I would like to welcome everyone to this webinar workshop. Today, we will spend some time talking about AI-powered service operations and a vision to the future of your IT operations and service management. We will explore how IT service management and IT operations management gets better together when you do orchestrate the functionalities provided by the modules and operate them like a well-tuned symphony. A little bit about myself. I started my career in IT 14 years ago as a telecommunications and network engineer, then worked as a platform owner, service transition engineer, solution architect, and later on as a project technical lead, basically responsible for designing and delivering large ITSM, ITOM, and conversational AI projects. So delivering different types of platforms from Service Manager, IP centers, One Desk, and of course ServiceNow, and of course the entire HP suite, and the Amelia conversational AI agent powered by IPsoft. So mainly we were delivering these solutions on the financial and the telecom sector. The past 2 years, I've been part of the Cloud People organization as a trusted advisor, and I am the creator of the service operations offering, which is a unique implementation methodology.
Did we have a poll? Sorry, Apostol, to with the service operations?
Yes.
And I will give the word to you again. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So, yeah, just to continue that topic, the agenda for this part is that we're going to take a quick overview of the Now platform and the user experience. Then we're going to talk a little bit about AI-powered service operations. We will jump into a demo instance to showcase you a solution demonstration. And then we're going to do a quick recap and provide any additional information. So, without further ado, let's jump into the Now platform. And as you know, today's digital workforce has changed. So, workers expect access to vital business applications from any device, and they expect lightning fast user experience from any location. ServiceNow and the Now platform is the solution for connecting all the different tools across your organization under one data model, CSDM, and a unified architecture. While this might sound cliche, and it is becoming something very common that you hear it left and right from different mouths, its practical significance lies in providing the structure and interconnectivity necessary for your organization to operate efficiently. This interconnectivity that the one architecture provides ensures that all components of your solution contributes towards a common overarching goal, which in our case, in the case of service operation, is to be able to deliver end-to-end automated services. So, especially now, as we undergo the fourth technological revolution, the value of the intelligence revolutionary technologies like AI stems from a suite of technology solutions. So, preparing for AI involves multiple steps. A piece of that puzzle is having one unified architecture, and another one is data structure and data maturity. This topic around AI and the steps to get off there, we will be covering it more into details into another webinar. For now, it is important that we understand that having one data model and one architecture holds a strategic value, and it is not just something that we say lightly or for any reason. So ideally, ServiceNow is deployed in your organization to deliver these great workflows and the unique employee experiences across your enterprises. So whether that will be customer workflows, employee workflows, technology workflows, or if we don't have anything or something built already out of the box for your specific needs, we can build our own creative workflows, automations to take care of our unique business needs. Now, the interesting part with this solution is that you choose to execute these advanced automations either automatically or based on triggers or manually on demand. So these advanced automations can be run for diagnostic or remediation processes to streamline your processes. For diagnostic or remediation purposes to streamline your processes, if that makes sense. So the goal with the Now platform, with the ServiceNow platform, is to create and to foster a continuous service improvement mentality by bridging the teams together and by leveraging the platform to automate and streamline the processes and actions to the extent that it is possible, and to be able to enable your organization to deliver this end-to-end service delivery. But even though the tools are in place, in many of our customers' environments, those tools are not utilized properly and sometimes not utilized at all. It is very common that we enter into a customer's environment. We see that the customer have acquired the tool, they have acquired the licensing, and they're utilizing these extremely efficient tool as just a case management, a ticketing system, without knowing or understanding how to utilize the functionalities and the possibilities that this solution provides. So instead, what we experience is in practice is quite different from what I just described above in regards to the possibilities that the solution provides to you through the automations. So,
Apostol, is that because people are not aware of these functionalities?
They're not using. You mean? Please.
Is it because they're not aware of these functionalities, or is it because of lack of resources or time, or what is it? From your experience, when you hear customers, if they're not using this service operations?
It's not the service operations, but now we're talking in general about the ServiceNow solution and the Now platform. More than often is that the customer don't know where to start with, neither they know the possibilities of this solution. So that's the reality. And in other cases, what we see into our customers' environment is siloed services and operation teams that can basically no longer keep pace with the technology demands of the today's fast-growing, very fluid cloud and non-cloud based digital world. So even though these teams have all the necessary tools, as we mentioned, Sasha, at hand to avoid these kind of situations, we're witnessing almost on a daily basis how this digital-first business growth and efficiency is disrupted when technology services and operations are siloed in their own buckets. So what we experience in practice is that employees and customers of our customers being frustrated quite often with the IT support, with poor IT productivity, with major delays in responding and resolving high priority cases, incidents, poor customer satisfaction, as I mentioned, and unable to ensure service availability, and most importantly, critical business service availability. And in this way, they slow down innovation and they are unable eliminating the repetitive tasks that are occurring on a daily basis into their environments. But how can they not be frustrated? Like when employees or customers raise, let's assume, cases, incidents, or tickets, and it takes 2 hours to investigate these cases, just trying to figure out the main root cause, then 4 more hours to troubleshoot what you thought was the main root cause, just to realize that what you have been troubleshooting was just another underlying issue, and the main root cause was due to an undocumented, untracked change on a firewall, assuming halfway across the country that someone decided to change policies in it and not report it, right? So how do we end up in this kind of situation? What really keeps services and operation teams divided, not coordinating or cooperating with each other? And reason number one, or one of the main reasons, I would say, is the technical depth. And what we mean with the technical depth is the implied cost and, most importantly, the complexity that occurs when businesses cut corners and do not address with a strategic approach problems that will affect them in the near future. So, like, if you're not structuring the data into your CMDB or utilizing a common data model right from the start of your AI-powered service operations journey, it will have a devastating impact into your operations and processes later down the road. There is no question about that. And the reason is that an occurring technical depth causes existing problems that your organizations and inefficiencies that your organizations are experiencing to get basically much worse over time as you continue to develop your platform without that strategic approach. So the longer the depth builds up, the more costly it becomes to rectify it. But besides customers trying to take shortcuts, besides our customers trying to take shortcuts, ServiceNow is also taking measures to counter this issue of technical depth together with the elite partners. As we, and by we I mean ServiceNow and the number of elite partners, have identified another main reason for introducing technical depth has been poor advisory and even poorer implementation, coming mainly from non-certified solution architects and partners. So that is actively being addressed from ServiceNow together with the elite partners as we speak. Another main reason teams are operating in silos is the siloed tools. As all you might be aware, your workflows and automations is as good as your next integration gap. That's where the possibility and the ability to automate or extend the automations and streamline your processes ends. So siloed workflows drive inefficiencies and, most importantly, ignore interdependent risks, including security risks. But even when teams operate into the same platform, more than often, the processes we have observed that are not harmonized, and the teams have no direct way of interacting and cooperating on the cases. So no way and no place of direct interaction and cooperations for the teams. Another reason why teams operate in silos, as we have identified from our experience, is the increasing demand for support. So high alert volumes and rate of changes is growing with that demand, with the expansion of the organization, to the point that it is keeping the IT operations and service management teams quite busy nowadays, forcing them, and I mean it by saying forcing them, to operate in that constant reactive mode, trying to put down fires left and right instead of allowing them to focus on improving their own services and start adapting that ideology, that mentality of continuous service improvement. So the needs to prevent outages, to prevent security breaches, to identify root causes immediately, and reduce mean time to repair by remediating incidents faster is increasing more and more as the organizations are expanding. For that reason, ServiceNow came up with the service operations product. So at the Cloud People, we took it to another level with our streamlined and strategic AI-powered service operations offering, which has been officially recognized and approved by ServiceNow. It is on the ServiceNow stores. Our offering, our service operations offering, is a unique implementation methodology designed to enable service operations with a strategic approach, driving your organizations gradually from a reactive operating model to a proactive one through AIOps and the building blocks streamlined implementation roadmap. So, but what is service operations? We haven't touched that. So what is service operations? And this is a high-level reference architecture of our AI-powered service operations. And we identify service operations as a full stack story. Service operations is a comprehensive approach that unifies the ITOM and ITSM modules into a single platform under a single data model and one architecture. And it allows us to leverage our existing CMDB structured data and common service data model. So this method, the method of service operations, allows us to modernize, automate, and optimize our IT operations and service delivery through a seamless integration of these modules and by connecting the building blocks together. So the service operations journey is a path to maturity. It's a path to maturity that ultimately is leading to what we call AI-powered service delivery and operations. As you understand, the going from a reactive way of working, from a manual way of working towards an AI-powered service operations way of working, it has to be done and reached through different stages. It's not like a big bang and you just end up over there. So the key to the successful service operation projects, so to be able to reach that a level of desired operation state, lies in the strategic and well-orchestrated deployment of the ITOM and ITSM building blocks. By implementing these components in the correct sequence, they interact seamlessly, resulting in end-to-end automated service delivery. So each block provides immediate value, ensuring that the organization notices the benefits from the outset, from the moment that we deployed a specific functionality. This approach that I am referring right now in regards to the service operations journey, it is very much related. It is basically our offering. We're going to be discussing this in greater detail in our upcoming webinar. So after this webinar, we're going to have a follow-up webinar when we will discuss this step-by-step approach on how to reach this desired state of operations that we will try to show you guys today. And then we have Service Operations Workspace, which is a unified workspace. And if you recall from the points that I made earlier in regards to why the teams are working in silos, one of the main reasons was that they didn't have, or they don't have, an active place where they can come together and interact and cooperate, right? So that is being addressed through the Service Operations Workspace. All the functionalities converge in the service operations workspace. That workspace is a unified interface where service agents and IT operators can collaborate efficiently. So for the first time, they all have the necessary data and information at their fingertips, enabling them to operate in the most efficient way possible. So this was pretty much it with the slides. Do you have any questions? If not, then without further ado, we can move and jump into the demo instance and see a solution demonstration.
We have a poll, Apostol, about the some related functionalities.
Okay.
We can.
You're right.
So, do you have any interaction with the item related functionalities? Please submit your vote. And the result from this seems as 60% do not have any interaction. Whereas
that's encouraging to say the least. We were into a meeting with ServiceNow and a group of designated elite partners in Staines in London. And from the partners' experience and from what information ServiceNow had collected, actually in Europe is actually one of 3 customers that have any interaction with item-related functionality. So this is very encouraging to hear from our audience over here.
so it's time for a live demo.
Yes, were you able to run all the questions, Sasha?
We have one more poll. We can have that now, if, or is it after?
Let's have it now.
The operations workspace. So do you utilize the service operations workspace as intended for bridging the gap between IT operations and service management teams? And we have 60% saying don't know. We have 30% say no, and we have 10% who says yes.
That's good to hear. All right, so I am going to start sharing my screen. If you don't have anything more, Sasha?
No, I don't. I will be monitoring the chat, the questions. So please, if you have any questions during this session, please just ask them in the chat, and I will make sure you Apostol gets them.
Yeah. That's good. Please. for some reason I can myself twice.
How is the sound? Can everyone
Sounding
hear?
How about now?
It's perfect here in Aarhus, at least.
Okay. Well, I hear myself twice. That's not a problem for me. So let's start with it. Here, as you can see, I am within the ServiceNow instance, and more specifically into the service operations workspace. At our fingertips here, we see that all the business services that exist within our environments, within our organizations,
The
and
sound is not
those,
good, Apostle. I'm sorry. The sound is a bit delayed.
is it? That's strange. I don't know what's happening right now. Let's see.
That's better.
Microphone. How about now?
I think it's better.
Okay, great. Then, as I said, I have logged in now into my ServiceNow instance, specifically into the service operations workspace, where we can see all our business services that exist within our environment, within our organization. And those are sorted, as you can see, from the most critical to not so critical. Each of these services are made up and composed by specific sets of logical components and infrastructure CIs that resides within our CMDB, including their relationships. So if we go ahead and jump into one of these specific services, we're going to take this auto status e-commerce as an example. It is showing red. That is an indication for criticality. It means that there is something going on behind the scenes that requires our immediate attention, that somebody needs to take a look at it and proceed. So as you can see, the color visualizations into this workspace means something. The red, as you can see, is for criticality, orange for major alerts, yellow for minor, and then you have blue for warnings. So let's go on and open up the service map from this point. And here we should be able to see our service map, yes. And we also get some insights into the different components that are different IT components that are involved directly for making up these critical business service. So if we start from the top, we see here an entry point, which in this case is an Amazon prod environment. And as we move further down into the bottom of this service map, we see that there is an issue, a critical issue with this Oracle Windows server, which seems to be showing some errors, right? So something else that I would like to point into this overview that we see onto the specific map is that we can have nested maps within the maps themselves. And what I mean by that is that, as you can see over here, we have the logistics services included into the order status service map. And at this point, the logistics services doesn't show any error, but this is important so we do understand the interconnectivity between the different services, meaning that if we allow this issue to continue affecting our infrastructure, our business service, most likely it is going to be reaching and affecting the logistics business service as well. And that service will be also affecting any other services that it is being interconnected. So through this overview, through the service map overview, we can see the interdependencies of the infrastructure components and how these components are affecting our business services, and to which extent do these components affect our business services, meaning how critical these components are for our organizations and for ensuring service availability. So from here we can go on and pop into the advanced map. This way we can take a look at what's happening over time within the specific business service. We can see which components have been generating or are actively generating events alerts first, and can give us a better idea on what is going on. At the top of this screen, you would see this timeline. As we begin to walk through, we see that we are in the green, and then eventually we reach into the red, where we can clearly see with timestamps when the issue began and from where it began. So if we click over here, you would see in this case it was an alert generated regarding the volume of events with Oracle 130 being above normal. So this event has been generated from a specific source, which is Log Analytics. Please keep this in the back of your mind, because we're going to be revisiting it very soon and discuss a little bit about it. In order for us to take some remediation actions, or to take any actions at all, we're going to be going back into the specific service and jump into the service detail. And over here we will be reviewing a little bit of some general information in regards to these specific services. So on the right, we can see that there is an attachment space. This is pretty straightforward. You can attach script, logs, anything related to this service degradation or to the issue, so the IT operators can utilize for their troubleshooting efforts. Most importantly, they can see the infrastructure relationship in between the components and how these are captured into your CMDB. So you see the business application, which is contained by business service. It contains the availability zone. It depends on mapped application services, depends on cloud gateways hosted on AWS data centers. So basically, every single piece of information on the infrastructure relationship that this business service has, it is present over here. And on top of it, you also have the service relationship. So these are the logical components that are captured as well and are shown into this overview. Basically, you have the business application and the business service offering, parts of the CSDM, which we will be talking about it when we reach that point of discussing the building blocks and the value accelerators on how do you implement this solution. Now let's jump into the related records. And here is where we see, and let's jump into the related alerts as well. So here is where we see some of the grouped alerts that have been built up for the specific issue that we have experienced into this business service. You can see the description into this in regarding these alerts that we have received. It is also the same description that we saw on the service map, advanced service map overview. And of course, you can see the number of alerts. You can see the sources and the initial event generation time. Now let's open one of these specific group alerts, and since we are into this overview, we can see a few information around the alerts being grouped into the specific group alerts, like the number of the specific alerts and the CIs that has been affected by the specific issue. And something of extremely importance is the impacted services affected by this specific alert. And also, something extremely important is that you can see immediately the probable root cause attached into this group alert. We can see the probable root cause, and this actually gives you direct idea, gives you specifically information and indication as to what might have initiated this alert storm. But we're gonna talk about this a little bit later. I'm gonna jump back into the related alerts again, and we gonna see the different types of alerts that we have over here. So we can see the various alerts coming, as I mentioned, from the different specific sources and monitoring tools that we have consolidated into our solution by utilizing event management. Now, the value added here, which I am not going to be going into the event management list, but the value added here is that instead of us, and by us I mean the IT operators, jumping left and right to different screens and monitoring tools or event views, and as you know, especially if you have had any experience with the NOC, in case of an event storm, you have events flooding your views. So event management of ServiceNow is able to ingest all these events and utilize functionalities like machine learning to correlate, group, and promote events into actionable alerts, as we see it over here into this overview. And on top of it, it is able to group the alerts associated with a specific service together. So all the necessary information needed for the operators to start doing any level of root cause analysis is brought to them into their fingertips, basically under one pane of glass, basically over here on their service operations workspace, meaning that it is reducing at least the possibility for the meantime to respond, not repair, but just the meantime to respond from minutes to seconds, as we can see. But let's go ahead and see the system, what the system has basically done for us ahead of time before any assuming NOC operator or IT operator jumped in and start taking a look on the issue. So I'm opening again the group alert. Here we have a bunch of, let's see, recommendations directly and automatically available into your screens as to how do we deal with the specific issue efficiently and fast by utilizing either historical data, and by historical data we mean the same issue being resolved multiple times, and we have that historical data captured. So any operator, experienced or not, he can review how does his colleague resolve the issue and can perform the same tasks. But also, you can utilize and use knowledge-based articles showing you actually how to overcome such an error, how to resolve such an issue. And known error responses in the form of knowledge-based articles is a simplified way of capturing knowledge. Basically, this part is leveling the play field between IT operators, meaning that it doesn't matter anymore how many years of seniority you have ways to be able to perform, right? And fix issues, alerts that you are receiving, even if you haven't done that previously, or if you haven't gained that experience from working. Now, through these knowledge-based articles showing you how to, and through service operations procedures, showing you step by step what do you need to do to either escalate or execute any remediation actions to fix this problem, is available inside your tickets automatically from the solution itself. So on top of the historical data of the specific incident, of the specific alert, you also have knowledge-based articles showing you how to. And now 3,000 plus knowledge-based articles are shipped and available with the solution with the enterprise AIOps bundle. So 3,000 plus know how to fix issues. Knowledge-based articles are shipped directly with the enterprise AIOps bundle. There is something important that I would like to show you. So I'm going to just jump back into the overview. And this is in the relation to the agent, client, collector, and health log analytics. So as we see into this overview, here we're able to see the alerts, as I mentioned, generated from the different monitoring tools, including health log analytics, and the alerts that has been received from traditional external monitoring tools with the different time intervals, like Zabbix, for example, as you might be aware, is a traditional threshold-based monitoring tool. And as we can see from the timestamps, from the time logs, the health log analytics alert have been received at least 14 minutes in advance before our traditional threshold-based monitoring tool had the chance to report any deviation from normal operations. So here we can see the evidence of the proactive nature of the log-based anomaly detection and the added context that can potentially, not potentially, but can actually drive us into faster mean time to repair any issue before that issue has a chance to become an incident, or even allow the traditional monitoring tools to report into it. But let's dig a little bit deeper. So let's open one of these initial alerts, as I mentioned, and as I showed you into the advanced service map. This was the first alert. So through this service map, you get an indication where the problem started, right? And what was the reason that this problem started. And we see, and we got an alert with a warning severity saying that, hey, the volume of the events on this Oracle critical infrastructure component is above normal. And this is just by clicking on the timestamp, right? And as you move further down, you see that more and more critical and warning alerts and major alerts have been received for all these different infrastructure components. But let's go back and let's dig into this health log anomaly detection. Here we should be able to pinpoint to the error, the identified issue. Why is this considered an issue? The following metric is anomalous, and the description is the volume of the events with Oracle 130 is above normal. And below it, we can see how this anomaly behaves. So health log analytics reports into based on anomaly detection by monitoring your core infrastructure components in real time. Please keep this in mind. It's in real time and it's not near real time. And we will be seeing the different timestamps as to what was the reason that this issue was created, generated, at what time did it start, and when was the first alert that we received in regards to this issue. So before we get there, as you can see over here, we see the anomaly, how the anomaly behaves with specific timestamps and comparison of the exact time yesterday. So you get an idea as to how this anomaly behaves and how was this server behaving in normal operations. Further down, we should be able to see the configuration items, the impacted services, of course, and a per key of value meaningful log properties in regards to the specific host and the severity. Now, something of importance is that, assuming that we are IT operators, usually once you receive an alert event, you receive an issue, you would just go straight and jump into different monitoring tools, and you jump into a jump host and start SSH or telnet to the specific server and open up the log file, try to figure out and retrieve the information from that log file, and try to make sense as what was the problem. Now, in this case, through the health log analytics and the anomaly detection, all that is already done and it is present into your alert. So by clicking on the view surrounding logs, you should be able to get these logs sliced and diced for the operators to make sense of the specific issue. Now, unfortunately, this is a demo instance. This doesn't, this Oracle server doesn't exist actually. And I will not be able to show you how the surrounding look like, but the importance is that these logs can be retrieved and can be present into the alert, so the IT operator can have direct access into them. And basically, assuming that this is the way that your organization is operating, it has identified now the issue. So what's next? What can we do to resolve this issue before it has a chance to even become an incident, let alone a major incident or an outage? And
sorry, still 4 minutes.
Okay, is it okay if we drag it a little bit longer, because I do have some points to make?
I don't know, but some more minutes. I just wanted to inform you about the time.
All right. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Let's go back into the overview, and well, I'm going to try to wrap it up, Sasha. And I know that this example that I'm showing regarding a disk space being filled up, et cetera, is might be simple. It's common. I don't know. I'm using this example because we had an incident a couple of months ago in regards to the Heathrow Airport. Those guys were performing a specific change on a Friday night and basically updating an actual Oracle database. And the change was successfully finalized, finalized successfully, closed. Everyone went off for the weekend. The next day, the server has crashed, resulting into the Heathrow Airport halting every single flight for that day until the next day. So Saturday, Heathrow Airport stopped operating. So all these issues are very much preventable right now, and not only preventable because you can detect them in real time, but also because the solution now gives you the possibility to act immediately as well. Another point that I wanted to make, Sasha, and I'm going to try to wrap up as quick as possible. Sorry for that. It is when it comes to the probable root cause. So the solution in itself, by utilizing the structured data that I mentioned in the beginning of this workshop webinar, it is able to calculate and figure out that, hey, there has been a change for a specific configuration item that it is linked into this business service, into this critical business service. And this change, because of the timestamps that we mentioned, it might have been the main issue why this problem started in the first place. So if we open this specific change that the solution has proposed as the main root cause, you would see, and we should be able to see through the timestamps when this was scheduled and planned to start. So it was scheduled at 05/19/15 and ended at 05/19/15. So it was basically exactly the same time that we got the first warning alert. Basically, so in real time, we have been now notified that, hey, there is something happening into this critical infrastructure component that supports this critical business service. Somebody needs to take a look. Now, the system and the solution in itself has gone to the extent of also creating an incident for that specific issue. So the service management team has received an incident as well. And as you know, through the comments from both sides, they are able to communicate in between the different teams. Okay, now we have identified what the issue is. We have identified what the problem is. The problem is a change. I am an IT operator. I work in shifts. What can I do? How do I resolve this issue fast and not allow any business disruption? And that's where the playbooks come into play. So that's where the workflows and automations comes into play. And the operators and now the service management teams have access into this level of automation. Some of these automations is considered as simple automation, and later on we will show you, or if we have the time for the next webinar, we will show you some advanced automation as well. But these automations can be executed, as I mentioned, automatically or on demand. Right now, I am executing them on demand. So I have the possibility and the availability. I only have to click through them and then resolve the issue. Now, the first one is regarding determining the user impact. And then we can notify the business about the specific issue, and we have an alert remediation possibility. In this case, for me as an operator working into, let's say, a 24/7 shift, and well, I can temporarily fix the problem by just removing some log files or expanding the disk space until someone more senior realizes that because of the specific change that happened last night, assuming a specific parameter has been changed, basically dumping all my log files into the disk, into the hard drive without compressing them or rotating them, needs to revert that parameter and fix the problem permanently. But the operators can now execute these remediation actions to fix the problem, so this doesn't escalate into a major incident and leads to critical business service disruption. And in this case, I can go on and execute and expand the disk space. This is going to be resolving the issue. But what I have shown you right now, it is just a faster way of working from the manual way of operating, right? There is a possibility, as I mentioned, to execute and to automate these processes completely. Like, you can execute this level of automations automatically and allowing your IT operations teams and service management teams to focus on that continuous service improvement mentality. And by that continuous service improvement mentality means that they can focus on their processes. They can do the process mining steps to be able to foster that continuous improvement mentality by building playbooks and automations to streamline their processes to the extent that it is possible. So if we go back into this overview, all the problems have been resolved, of course, but it is important. There was a point that I wanted to make in regards to the automation, and that is that you probably might come back to me and say, "Hey, Apostle, yeah, this is fine. Like, we can build playbooks and we can build automations and we can build advanced stuff, but that's complex. That requires a level of you being able to know JavaScripting and you being able to it's not enough that you drag and drop these points. You need to be able to know coding. You need to be able to do some JavaScripting, and that is not the case anymore for the service managers. And this is what I wanted to show you. I don't know, did you, Sasha, take the screen from me?
Yes, I did.
Sorry, I haven't
I'll do
finished.
it again.
Yes, thank you. So what do we do for that? What do we do for that? And in this case, I went to another instance, took access from a colleague of mine named Daniel, and we would like to show you now how easy is by utilizing Now Assist and utilizing that top level of intelligent functionality that this solution provides to allow your teams to foster that continuous improvement mentality and focus, move from that reactive mode of operating into a proactive way by utilizing the automations and the playbooks. So Allow me to show you this.
We are 6 minutes past.
Yes, this is the last one. Sasha, it is important for the service managers to show them how they can utilize basically Now Assist features to build automations and build playbooks for addressing all these repetitive tasks that the teams are facing into the day-to-day operations. As you can see over here, through Now Assist, you are describing playbook, you're putting the playbook name and then describing to the Now Assist what kind of playbook you would like to build. And click build, voila. Then you have a playbook already built for you that can address specific issues that your organization or specific needs that your organization has. So yeah, there is no more complexity, not even low code as we used to say back in the days. We're entering a new era where basically service management and IT operations teams will have their own assistant to perform this kind of creative work and way of operating. So we're entering into the era of the digital workforce and digital employees. This is pretty much what I had. Thank you for listening to me. You can take the screen, Sasha. You're muted, Sasha.
Yeah, we have the key takeaways. If you will present that, Apostol.
Yes. So the key takeaways from this, from this webinar workshop, we would like to be like, how do you eliminate outages? First of all, as we mentioned, it is possible now to monitor your environment in real time and not rely on threshold-based old traditional monitoring tools. It is very much possible to have the solution identifying for you the main root cause fast through the service map as you saw and the advanced service map timeline, but also you get that information straight into your ticket, into your alert. We showed you a way that how do you move from that reactive way of operating to a more proactive one. That, as I explained, cannot be done into a big bang or by clicking your fingers, because machine learning, AIOps is not the gospel. Most of our customers believe that, hey, these guys are going to come and they're going to fix everything, and we're going to be utilizing AIOps in a minute. That's not how it works. Machine learning, AIOps is not the gospel. We're not magicians. It takes time, and you need to have the right structure to get to that point. We showed you how you can reduce the mean time to respond and the mean time to repair, even by executing automations on demand manually by opening the case and clicking into it. We showed you how do you capture knowledge with knowledge-based articles, and as we mentioned with the AIOps Enterprise Bundle, it brings 3,000 plus know-how to knowledge-based articles, so you can address day-to-day issues through that. You get business and IT is connected together through CSDM and through the advanced map that we show you. We are able to connect the business layer into the application context and the application context into the infrastructure layer. So the entire enterprise is interconnected. And then how do you enable a level of simple and advanced automation. And now how you can utilize the Now Assist and the Workflow Studio to create your own creator workflows to address your unique organization's needs. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening.
I have the last poll. So please answer that before you jump off. So it's if you would like to hear more about this approach, our offering and implementation methodology. And then lastly, we have some upcoming events. And June 19th, we are going to talk about DORA compliance with ServiceNow. And then on August 28th, Apostol, you will be back here in the studio and talk about how to actually, what you need to have in order to start this service operations journey. So it will be more in detail.
Yes. Basically, we will present, if I may, Sasha, we will present our offering and the implementation steps, and most importantly, the building blocks that are required to be able to reach this level of efficient operations. As I mentioned, this is not a gospel, this is not a magic trick. It is a step-by-step approach, implementing the building blocks, connecting them so they can seamlessly allow your solution to perform to the level that we showed today.
Thank you so much, Apostol. And I think with that being said, thank you for joining, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and expertise within this area. And